Let me tell you something nobody in your life is going to say to you today. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are just running the wrong program. 7 years ago, I woke up every single day, worked myself to exhaustion, and still had nothing to show for it. Not because I wasn't trying, because I was trying in the wrong direction, like sprinting on a treadmill and wondering why the world outside never changes. And today, I'm going to show you the exact 3 shifts that took me from that treadmill to actually moving forward. Not theory, not quotes on a poster. The real, uncomfortable truth that changed everything.
Section 1. The lie of just work harder. We've all been fed the same lie since we were kids. Wake up early, grind, hustle, sleep when you're dead. And look, hard work matters. I'm not here to tell you to be lazy. But here's what nobody explains. Hard work without direction is just motion. It feels productive. It feels like progress. But motion isn't the same as movement towards something. I spent years waking up at 5 a.m., reading the books, doing the routines, checking every box the successful people told me to check. And I was busier than I'd ever been. But when I looked back at the end of each year, I was in the exact same place. Same job, same bank account, same frustration. That's when it hit me. I wasn't lacking effort. I was lacking a target. Think about the last time you felt truly stuck. I'd bet money it wasn't because you weren't doing enough. It's because you didn't know what enough was even supposed to look like. You were working hard towards a fog. And here's the part that stings. Section 2. The identity trap. Now, here's the second thing that changed everything for me, and it's deeper than habits or schedules. It's about identity. For years, I thought change meant doing more, waking up earlier, reading more books, adding more routines. But real change never came from addition. It came from a question I was terrified to ask myself. Who do I actually think I am? Because here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. If deep down you believe you're someone who always falls short, you will unconsciously sabotage every opportunity that proves otherwise. Not because you want to fail, because your brain is wired to keep you consistent with what it believes is true about you. I used to set goals like, I want to be disciplined, or I want to be successful. But those are outcomes, not identities. The people who actually change don't say, I want to work out. They say, I am someone who shows up no matter what. Small shift in language, massive shift in behavior. So I started doing something small but brutal. Every night I'd ask myself one question. Did I act like the person I'm trying to become today? Or did I act like the person I'm trying to leave behind? Some nights the answer hurt, but that honesty is what rewired me. Because you cannot build a new future with an old identity running the background code. Here's your assignment. Right now, pause the video if you need to. Finish this sentence. I am someone who. Not what you want to have, who you are. That sentence is going to quietly run your life whether you write it down or not, so you might as well choose it on purpose. Section 3. The uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear. Now here's the third shift. The one I promised you at the beginning, the one most people skip because it's uncomfortable. You have to stop waiting to feel ready. I know, you've heard it before, but let me show you what that actually looks like in real life, because most people hear that line and nod and then go right back to waiting. Waiting to feel ready looks like, I'll start the business once I save more money. I'll go to the gym once things calm down. I'll fix the relationship once I figure myself out first. Every single one of those sentences sounds responsible, sounds mature, sounds smart, but they're all just fear wearing a suit. Here's the truth. You will never feel 100% ready. Not for the job, not for the relationship, not for the version of yourself you're trying to become. Readiness isn't something that arrives before action. Readiness is built by the action. You become ready by doing the things scared, not by waiting until the fear disappears. I remember the exact moment I understood this. I had an idea sitting in my notes app for 2 years. 2 years of someday. And one day I just opened my camera and recorded the first video with shaking hands and a voice that didn't sound confident at all. It wasn't good, but it was real. And it was the first brick in everything I've built since. Nobody tells you that the version of you that finally succeeds is not the version who waited until they felt brave. It's the version who acted while still scared and let the action build the courage afterward, not before. Courage is a result, not a requirement. So if you're waiting for some future version of yourself to show up and finally take the leap, stop. That version doesn't exist yet because it only gets created the moment you jump.
Section 4. How to actually apply this today. Okay, so how do you actually use everything I just said? Let's make this real, not just inspiring. Step 1. Kill the vague goal. Stop saying, I want to be successful. Replace it with one specific action you can do in the next 24 hours that moves you toward the person you defined earlier. Step 2. Rewrite your identity sentence and put it somewhere you'll see it daily. Phone lock screen, mirror, notes app. It needs to interrupt your default thinking, not sit buried in a journal you never open. Step 3. Do one scared thing today. Not tomorrow, today. Send the message, post the video, ask the question, book the appointment. Something small enough to actually do, but scary enough that you feel it in your chest. That's it. 3 moves. Not complicated, just uncomfortable. And uncomfortable is where everything you actually want is hiding.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is easy. It's not. I still have days where the old version of me tries to take the wheel. But here's what I finally know for certain. The people who changed their lives aren't the ones who had it figured out. They're the ones who kept choosing the uncomfortable action over and over until it became who they are. You don't need a new year, a new Monday, or a new mood to start. You need one decision made today by the person you're tired of being. If this video gave you even one thing to think about, do me a favor, write your identity sentence in the comments. I am someone who. I want to see it. I read every single one. And if you're serious about actually becoming that person, not just watching videos about it, subscribe, because every week I'm breaking down exactly how to close the gap between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. I'll see you in the next one.